Hi, welcome back to Future Fast. And once again, we have Vishal with us to talk about his perspective on the future. And before we get started on our conversation, I hope you have uh, got his journey in the first part of our podcast. And in fact, in the second part of the podcast, he shares about the kind of work he's doing and what's happening in the hemp industry and the opportunity in India and what they are doing. And also, he gives a interesting shout out for all the possible collaborators who want to get into hemp industry as well. So, if you have missed on that, I really urge you to go back and listen to those two parts so that you'll be able to connect with his perspective on the future here. And like always, thank you so much for being part of Future Fast, and hope you'll enjoy this conversation as well. Once again, Vishal, thank you so much for being part of Future Fast, and welcome once again.
And Anju, it's a pleasure to be here and to connect with your audience. Thank you for inviting me again.
Wonderful. So, Vishal, what are the biggest changes that you foresee going forward in the hemp industry?
So a lot of US is already legalizing it as in many states has legalized hemp, and in fact they have legalized marijuana also in certain states. So people are recognizing the difference between hemp and marijuana now, and also like like a lot of ideas flow from right now the like many countries look towards US and all for kind of a thought leadership. So the people who at least follow those countries uh, can like see that there's a US and European countries recognize the importance of hemp. I also have recently seen in Australia the government body which makes the rules for food safety and regulations, they published on their website that hemp has 3 times more protein than egg, which is already a common source of protein. So all kind of positive things going on in the hemp industry, and a lot of countries are legalizing it. The good thing is that the the sooner they legalize it and the sooner they adopt it as a replacement for things like cotton or bio or the petroleum plastic and other in medical industry also, there are a lot of uses which can be foreseen. So I think positive things are going on, like a lot of countries are legalizing it. Hopefully India also legalizes it on a central level, and India opens up hemp as an agriculture product, not agriculture crop, not as excise crop or something, so that the benefits can go to the the farmers who are marginal, so small farmers, so that they can make money. So yeah, I see a very positive future for the hemp industry going forward.
Well, before I dig on your perspective on future, what do you think will not change?
In hemp industry, or
Yeah,
what
in
do
this
you
industry, what do you think will not change, at least from an India perspective? What do you think will not change?
I think US has made marijuana, ganja, as a and legalizes as a recreational thing as well. Like in
Right.
India, I don't think they
Initially,
will do that.
they had allowed it as a health only, but now they have also made it for recreational. But in India, it is actually recreational for a long time in some parts of India, right? Like Rajasthan and some part of Madhya Pradesh and all that, because it's got a cultural connotation to it, right? Not as health, but as a cultural aspect. So it's been legal in some pockets of India. But
Yeah. In India, like the usage of hemp has been very balanced, and we have taken it not the we have not misused it like the way it is claimed, or the narrative has been going on. When I started coming to know about hemp, a lot of narrative was there that it can be misused, and a lot of people will go, a drug addict and all. But though hemp grows, marijuana grows almost wild everywhere in India, but uh, there's not such a big problem. If you see the Western world, they have always overused, like US, like first they did a war on marijuana and things like that. They spent billions of dollars to kill people involved in that. They put thousands of people behind bars in their country, in other countries also, working with other countries like in South America. Now the same country vocally, and like states have started legalizing marijuana. So the pattern of their consumption is very different from ours. There is excessive kind of pattern in everything. They consume food, they consume to the extreme. They consume clothing, they use clothing, they use to the extremes. In marijuana also, like I had a friend who was visiting us from New York, and they said that now you can smell the, you can find the smell of marijuana on the street in New York. So many people smoke weed now. So their consumption is very different. In our country, we have always been very balanced, and always kind of follow the middle path of Buddha in most of the cases. So the way we consume is very different, because we consume it as a part of the culture. And the way we consume it had both the things, like they use that like a kind of a drug, which is that can be addictive, though marijuana is not addictive. In hemp, both the things, like, because a certain part, a very small psychoactive part is there, that is, so when you eat a lot of hemp, then only you become intoxicated. They use concentrated ones. So the pattern of consumption is very different. The way they see things is very different, like, so I think in our case, in our Ayurveda also, they always say that use the extract of the leaf, the bija, no, and don't separate anything, because the like the energies of all the chemicals will balance each other, because nature has that pattern. In US, what they do, they extract the CBD out of hemp, and they just use it for you make feeling good. So their pattern of consumption has always been different than ours, because, and I think Abo is very balanced and very towards we care for the body, and at least we don't know, but knowingly or unknowingly from our forefathers, our family, we have learned few things which keeps our things in balance. So yeah. So I think in India they will not allow the way they consume marijuana and all. So in the coming decade, I don't see that, at least, but
No,
they will
tell me,
certainly allow.
yeah, what do you think about, nowadays every festival is also associated with the economy of that festival, right? How much of money is being spent? So Indian festivals are big money spinners, right? At least it from top to bottom, everybody gets to make money during this festival season. And Holi is one of the festivals where the economy is largely ridden with negativity so far, in terms of the chemical colors that are used versus organic. And there was a lot of narrative about too much of water gets wasted during Holi, and those kind of things. So, see, all that narrative aside, do you see a day in future, or how far do you see, if you see, where economy of Holi will be talked about, and the percentage of contribution of Holi economy, this X percentage is coming from bang, right? Legally, right? Today, because it is largely illegal, you don't know what spurious chemicals have been sold around, saying it is bang during thing. So at least if it is legalized, so farmers can actually produce and sell. And how much it could be attributed that across India during Holi, so much of sales happened, and it has contributed to so much of economy in so many millions or billions of rupees, and perhaps like everything else, right? Like goes global with the Indian community living across the globe. Uh, Someday you see that Holi is also celebrated as a festival of colors and joy, and also hemp contributes to this percentage of global economy. How far do you think such a thing is possible?
I think, like, I'm very pessimistic on that, because what happens, I will tell you, like, we don't respect ourselves, or the way have been, like, we have grown up. Like, I think we don't respect ourselves, and that is the reason, I think. You might have never seen ki jalebi food item becomes a unicorn or a billion-dollar company, or a Indian food item samosa becomes a billion-dollar, because what happens usually that the pizza which does not have any taste, according to me, or burger, which sells food, they become $1 billion things. But when it becomes very fresh food in India, it does not become $1 billion thing, because I don't know why. So the same way in Indian context, if you see bhang, we always have consumed bhang and felt good, but suddenly it disappeared from the scene, and anyone who consumes bhang think that he's doing something illegal thing. This stigma is always at the back of the mind, and they don't talk much publicly.
That
I
came
lost
after
your
the
voice, sir.
1985 ban, right?
Yeah, and I will tell you.
Post that, it kind of
So
changed the scenario and made it
yeah,
bad, negative, and all that.
and you will not believe the same thing, the same bhang, America takes it, extract one the chemical which makes that makes you feel good, and then they made $1 billion company out of it, and that is called CBD. And now it become a sensation around the world. We have been doing that. We must, like, if we would have felt that our product is better.
No, but
In
things are
fact,
changing today,
yes.
right? See, things are changing today. There are, like we just talked about in our other podcast about Vijay Mallya and Kingfisher is a global brand, right? Beer is not an Indian product, but Kingfisher is a globally recognized brand. Uh, right? At least
Yeah.
Indian beer is different, right? Mahua and all those other things are very native to India, but this processing, the way it is done, is very Western. But India has international brand. Today, India has many whiskies which are internationally awarded and recognized. So, why do you think Bang won't get to that stage? I think India is moving up the brand cycle also, right?
Yeah, that is a good. I totally agree with you. 100% agree with you on that, and I feel very proud when I see anything Indian going outside. And I think the see it will because we have been so much like under this narrative for a long time, that so it will go slowly and gradually. But of course, like, even a person like me can think, okay, we are going to make hemp textile if even no one is making in US, and we can make a global brand. Things are changing, no doubt, but at the same time it will take some time for that to happen, because uh, so I think it will. I don't think it happening very soon, because like CBD has already made a big name, and now they have a first mover advantage. So we should have a first mover advantage. So most hopefully it happens like that. That because like why I am so not pessimistic or not so optimistic as usually I am, because I'm from Bihar, as I told you many times in the past episodes. So we used to eat on leaves. I also used to travel to Jharkhand, Ranchi. We used to eat on leaves. But when a German company comes and say, "Hey, it's our patented product or proprietary product," it becomes a sensation, and it makes you feel bad for the people, especially the tribal people, who still eat in those paper, like leaf plates and kind of things like that. So we just need to realize it and push it. If we, our youth and young generation like us, can do that, we can certainly make a lot of big brands in almost every niche possible, be it textile, plastic, food, medicine. The only thing is we have to look within ourselves and feel that, oh, we are the best one in the world, and we don't need to validation from anyone to be the number one thing or be the best in the world. So but still, like, so much stigma around hemp and things, that I think I still feel that it will take more than a decade to it becomes like something, the thing we were talking, that people will be talking about economy and economic of scale, because we are still not able to get out of the narrative of water being wasted. Like, due to cotton exports, billions of liters of water is being exported. No one talks about that. 500 people get killed in India due to pesticide pollution of the cotton industry every day. I have the data. I can give you official links, but no one talks about that. But when we play Holi, they say it is bad. When we burn crackers, they say. But I will give you one more example just to think put things straight. I right now I'm near Delhi in Faridabad, and the pollution of the air quality of Delhi is very bad right now. It is saying that it is super toxic now. You can't go outside and things like
And
that.
just before
And
Deepavali, Supreme Court even put certain restrictions on crackers, right?
Yeah, so this knee-jerk reactions, kind of make me very sad, because why can't they look at the bigger picture? So if they used to burn parali, the stubble, before, in the earlier year also. But what happened in that if you look at very closely, Punjab is nearby. Punjab is a state nearby Delhi, and they used to burn a stubble every year. But initially they used to burn it in September. But now they use up the seed from Monsanto, especially. The cycle of that goes till October. So now, when in October the circulation of water changes, so the thing which should have gone towards the mountain now is coming towards Delhi. So because like
So
in
the
October you must
September
have felt.
burn, the wind would have carried it higher, but in October burn,
Yeah.
it is coming lower, and that's what is polluting everywhere. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because it becomes colder. So the colder thing, and
So
it
yeah, it's
creates a
not
smog.
moving up. Yeah.
But no one is talking about that. No one talks about that. And they ban crackers and all. These to me are very like childish, or I can say knee jerk reactions. They should look at the big, but they don't have. I will not name, but the people who are making or putting, saying that don't burn crackers and things, they don't have the guts to question those companies, because they have such a big lobby and monopoly. They can convince or influence anyone. But people like us, like we are just like, like they are being treated like, guinea pigs, like, okay, do this, don't use. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully, the now more voices are coming up. The politics of it will change. But uh, who do you think are the biggest influences in this hemp space globally, from your in your experience and observation?
I think some institutions are working. I'm not very good at remembering names, but I can say like Hemp Association, US and European Hemp Association. These people are doing good work, and they are, because I was recently reading later by European Parliament, in which they acknowledge the importance of hemp protein and all. Also, like I will say that the guy Paul, the Australian guy Paul, who I told you that from there I came to know about hemp. So I can say that he is one of the biggest influencer, I think. There are other people who are trying to do so. In our case, like in our industry in hemp, almost all the people have almost the same plateau. Like very few people, influencers are there whom you can look towards, because most of them are in the medical side, but in the industrial side very few people are there. So almost all of as the same equal stature. A lot of people look towards us as also as influencers. So yeah, so I can say American Association, Hemp Association, European Hemp Association, all these people are doing quite a good work. And yeah, and to if I you want to me to name the individual, I can say Paul and all other, they are doing quite good work.
So, in India, from a point of getting policymakers to uh, recognize the opportunity, how far do you think uh, we need to go?
Long way, because every state, according to NDPS, states can there make their own policy, but convincing every individual state, I have seen a budge around Himachal only. I have not seen budge from any other state till now. Because usually what happens that if any state wants to make any policy, they connect people on the ground who are working, people like us also. So we get those signals. Okay, this state is thinking about this and that. So Himachal, maybe Telangana, and Chhattisgarh may be trying to do this, and entrepreneurs are also trying to push, but long way to go. I think, as I told my in the last episode, that we need some national leader who can stand up to his ground. Like people, some people like that guy. He's a very famous minister of road, Nitin Gadkari type of people we need who can back it up, so that because they can recognize the economy of a scale, as well as they are visionaries. So if people like those, or even Mr. Modi, because I think Mr. Modi also understand that, because it comes from a ancient knowledge. And so people of that stature, if someone from that league can help us or this industry, then only it is going to boom. Otherwise, it's just going to be a struggling industry for some time.
Right. Well, I'm just curious, Vishal, what would be your three predictions now for the future?
For anything future, or just in the hemp industry?
Well, since you you spend all your living hours in the hemp industry, first do share your perspective on hemp, and most welcome to talk about anything else as well, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, so I will give you my predictions. What is going to happen? What I believe is happening already. So say a lot of fashion company, like they know that they have a big carbon footprint and water footprint, lot big footprint, and they know they are consuming millions of meters of fabric, and they are emitting this much greenhouse gases and adding to that, and they know everything, and they have a mandate to lower that down. But at the same time, what will happen? You will not be very happy to hear this, but maybe I feel that I have seen a very reputed company, uh, they are selling something as calling hemp, and the hemp percentage is only 13%, and they are making a hoodie, very big company, $1 billion company. So the greenwashing has
Why,
already started. So I can
why
predict.
don't you name such people? I mean, it'll hurt your business possibly. Then don't. If it is
Maybe
not going to hurt your
I
business,
don't
then
know. I think I don't want to be in any trouble, because,
okay,
but that's a big company, like a big company in the league of, okay, big sportswear company, big
okay.
one, and they are making hoodie calling 30% hemp. So the greenwashing
It's
has
one
already
three or
started.
three zero
So I
percent.
13%, 1 3,
1 3. Wow. Okay. And they call it
yeah,
hemp.
and they are calling
Okay.
hemp, and also like they are selling it at a very premium price. So the greenwashing already has started. So I can predict the greenwashing thing, that is it going to happen like always. Uh and I would also urge people that who are aware about planet and all, they should call out these things.
Mm.
So that is the one thing I totally believe. There are some good companies in the world as well who really care for the planet, but they are very rarely few. But that is one thing. And then the second prediction I can tell you that this thing, like, maybe India, if India recognizes, we will be hemp will be legal in the next decade in India, at any, like, because the way, if the same government remains, and the way they think is there, the hemp can be legal throughout India. And maybe they might be like pushing or promoting Indian hemp. That is second prediction I can say. And the third is that a lot of new companies in hemp industry will come up, and they are going to really dominate this industry. A lot of energy is there, and the one, if government of India opens this industry, I'm telling you, no other industry, no other country will be able to dominate it. Like, because in other industry, like in IT also, like usually Apple, Google, and other companies dominate. We just work for them, or our engineers and like software engineers work for them. In this industry, we should be the change makers, and we should be leading the world and showing the world the real path, because not of the excessive thing or excessive consumption, for a sustainable consumption, the way an Indian consume has been consuming for years and years and years. And also one important thing I am telling you, which I have seen very much, there are two type of people in the Western world. What are the capitalists, who pure capitalists, they don't care about anything except money. People in those countries are recognizing the importance of India and the way Indians think and consume. So I think they will learn from us, and more people will learn from us. And yeah, people, the world will look towards India for in the coming decade, no doubt in that.
All right. Well, uh, nice that you closed it in a positive way, because You obviously started off with what did you call it? Green coloring, is it? Greenwashing.
Really?
Greenwashing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the 13% and calling it hemp. But uh, see, there has been one challenge from an India point of view is that uh, the biggest money is always been with the trading businesses, right? So, and also access to capital for like we just spoke. Uh, you were talking about access to capital for your own business since it's a manufacturing. Here, access to capital is very easy if it is asset light, which is understandable. But since it is asset heavy, do you really see, even if it is market is opened up, that India will be coming out with more products, selling yes, but products, considering this whole access to capital situation? Because that is a crucial component, irrespective of where, even if the compliance opens up, we still need money to set up all this infrastructure, right? Because each of the industries, right? Even if you talk about hemp in protein or hemp in construction, everywhere infrastructure is required. So a lot of R&D is required, a lot of infrastructure are required, which demands more investments and more capital. So unless, of course, Indian research institutions are put into this job so that they actually can lower the cost of going to market, because if they had developed technologies like in other space, right? So do you see Indian research institutions working on this space? Are there anything happening as of now?
So I've not seen much thing. They have been talking, but I have not seen much. I think, like Nanju, my belief from IT. See, IT industry in India has been prospering and bringing trillions of dollars to our economy. So I believe the research and development should be coming from the private people. So if the regulatory, because right now the money is not coming into this industry because the regulatory framework is not there. So people are like Nikhil Kamath or Nitin Kamath, a guy from that team
Zerodha,
connected with us, and Jiroda, yeah, and Rainmatter or Rainmaker something. So
Rainmaker, yeah.
that guy was, yeah, so they were saying that they want to explore this space and want to fund it. And later on, they concluded that, okay, this space is still early because the regulatory frameworks are not there. So they will like to do it later stage, like. So if the regulations open up, money will flow because people have already seen those models in other countries, like in US, Canada, and in China. Also, China makes a lot of money out of him. So they already have seen a model. So money flow will not be a problem if the regulations are
Hmm.
there, clear regulations. And as far as the research and innovation is concerned, my position is that industry should lead innovation, because then only you can lead an industry or lead a vertical. Otherwise, what will happen? Usually, it has been seen, or what we have learned, that people see other doing something good, and if that successful, that guy is good or successful, they copy the idea or something like that. But that kind of business model has a limitation. If you have to be at the forefront of an industry, you always keep on innovating. What does America do? They keep on innovating and
No,
then they
but
outsource the work.
largely public institutions take care of the serious research, right? The deep tech research. See, today AI is uh, everywhere because the research started back in 1960s, right? A lot of public institutions and universities, they continue to work for last 50 years that today private companies can take it forward and run. Likewise with
Oh,
Apple,
yeah.
Microsoft, everybody could go to market faster because they had research effort coming from public institutions which they could take it up as entrepreneurs and go with. So, which is happening in India to some extent, like at least here, CFTRI is a Food Technology Research Institute in Mysore. So they have commercialized a lot of technologies. So I think there are a lot of CSIR efforts across India are doing a lot of research efforts which are utilized by entrepreneurs. So maybe I think your Hemp Foundation should probably even tap into CSIR and get the central scientific and industrial research institutions to start focusing on this effort as well. Probably that would uh, so that entrepreneurs like you can focus more on go to market than struggle to get funding for research. So so
That's true. That's true. And in fact, we have been working. We have been trying to. We are a part of a cohort at ICR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Also,
okay.
we are working with TERI,
All right.
Energy Research Institute, and we have done some work with them on hemp. And we were also pitching to some foreign investor for research on hemp and wanted to get that money to that organization directly. And we were just so we have been trying to do our bet on this. And because research and innovation is our core, and we believe, personally, I believe that without research and innovation, you can't create a legacy company. You can build up a business, successful business, like few hundred crores, thousand crores, but if you keep on innovating, no one can catch you up. So for that, you need very basic deep research. So a lot of research in this space is necessary. Even, like, we need to recognize different kind of jump plants available in this country. Because not a lot of information is available, lot of work. It is a very nascent industry, just like a seed right now. It has a lot of potential, and I think you are right that organizations like research organization and things should work on this. Then again, the same thing comes into play, that regulations and all. So say a company based in Delhi wants to do some kind of a research on the ground. How will they approach? Because they will have to take a lease on the land and all, and this is not a nightmare for them. So everything falls. But still, like, I have heard that CSIR Jammu, like, they are working on some hemp thing, and
Okay.
some even GB Panth have been trying to get into hemp research. But I think I'm not very much. I don't have much information about that. But on a private scale, we have been trying to work with TERI, which is
Mhm.
in Gurgaon, and also with ICR. We are trying to talk to and convince them to do some kind of research with us. So yeah.
So wonderful. So Vishal, any generic prediction you want to make outside of hemp? Uh,
Oh no, like, I will just say to my all fellow, like, because I think India has so much energy now, and the startup culture is going so fast. Whenever I go to any, like, incubation or acceleration or any event, I see a lot of energy. So I think now our time has arrived, and the youth of India has so much energy and innovative idea. They can do anything. Like, nothing can stop them now. So yeah, that is the thing, that the prediction that India is going to be a superpower very soon if we keep up with this speed for next 10-20 years.
well, thank you, Vishal. I think I don't know. Some of maybe from the bring up being not keen that we should be a superpower, but we should, in the sense that US try to extend their influence over others or dominate over others. I think it's good to be a power that helps everybody to be. So I like the concept of Vishwaguru versus superpower. uh, so our guru helps,
I
enables, facilitates everybody, right?
I
And
mean, yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah,
no, I think you also mentioned it earlier, Vishwaguru. So I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I'll go
So
with your
by,
earlier comment on the Vishwaguru. Yeah.
no, no, no. By becoming superpower, I mean to say, because see, I told you that in world should be thankful to India that we consume so much. We don't consume so much. If we start consuming as a level of an average American, the world will be out of the resources in 21 days. Right now, it is around 273 days, because we have so many. So we have always shown the path to the world. So in that power, I think, by being superpower, if we can look within, and we know that, oh, what we have been doing has been good, great, and we have been always been in sync with nature. We don't need to, and then we can tell the world and at least show a part to the world that okay. And according to me, that is the definition of a superpower, that you can look inside yourself than looking towards another country or something and copying their materialistic ambitions, or because you have everything in India. If you compare with any country in the world, we have so much, family bonding. We our consumptions, we don't just keep on running after material and all. So the way we think, and we are always in sync. We even worship the pathar, pahad, mountain, and stones. We worship rivers. There is a symbol. These are all symbolic. The reason being because these now people, but just running after next iPhone, or it will not make us a superpower. So I think that is my definition of superpower. That if we are able to look within ourselves and say, "Wow, we are the best in the world," we not need to copy ourselves, and we have to solve our own local problems. We don't need to solve a problem which does not exist. First, let's solve. And if we solve our own problems and give equal opportunity to the poor and the people, we will be we can call ourselves anything: superpower, Vishwaguru. Yeah. So yeah.
Wonderful. Vishal, I wish you all the very best. And I hope people from our audience and listeners will also reach out to your shout out, which was in the earlier podcast. So if you have missed it, so I urge you to look it up. It's a very interesting conversation, and also uh, a lot of insights on it. And also the shout out is there, which is right at the end of the podcast. So uh, and all the links are there even below this very podcast. So you can reach out to Vishal and follow the kind of work he and his company are doing, and also the foundation that we talked about. So stay in touch, keep sharing with others who appreciate this. And if you have not yet subscribed to Future Fast, do it now. Once again, Vishal, thank you so much, and wish you all the very best for your future as well.
Thank you, Nanju. Yeah, let's work towards a great future. Fast.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, things happen fast, so we just have to keep ourselves ready to go with this. I mean, that's why I say enjoy the ride. So, are you ready for the
Yeah.
ride? Wonderful. Thank you again.
We are. Thank you. Thank you, Nanju.